Can you believe that one small vitamin might be the key to keeping your legs strong, even at 90 years old? I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but it's not. What's even more surprising is that over 60% of older adults in the US are missing out on this essential vitamin, and most have no idea. Let me tell you a story. There's a man named Jack. He's 87 now. He lives alone in a cozy wooden house just outside of Portland, Oregon. Every morning, like clockwork, he brews his coffee, turns on the old radio, and takes a peaceful walk around his garden. He talks to his tomatoes like they're old friends. But just 2 years ago, things were very different. He started having cramps in his legs at night. At first, it was nothing major, just some tightness here and there. But over time, his legs got weaker. He began to wobble when standing up. Walking became exhausting. He fell, once, then again. His doctor warned him, "You may need a walker from now on." It was devastating. Jack had always been independent. The idea of losing that, it broke him a little. But then, something changed. And it wasn't some expensive treatment or fancy therapy. It was something incredibly simple that no one had told him before. He was severely low on vitamin D. In today's video, I want to show you what most people are missing about this tiny nutrient. I'll walk you through the signs your body gives you when it's low on vitamin D, especially in your legs. I'll share how food, sunshine, and smart supplements can help you move better, sleep better, and even avoid dangerous falls. And most of all, I'll show you how Jack turned things around and got back to walking every day without fear. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, or if you're caring for someone who is, you know how precious it is to stay steady on your feet. But here's the good news. Strong legs aren't just for the young. With the right care, your body can still surprise you. So, shall we begin? Let's take the first step together. You know what I hear all the time? "Oh, my legs are just getting old." It's something we say so often. We've come to believe it. Like weak legs, stiff knees, or slow steps are just a normal part of aging, and there's nothing we can do about it. But here's the truth. Getting older doesn't automatically mean losing your strength. Yes, our bodies change, but weakness, especially in your legs, isn't just a natural part of growing old. It's often a sign that something deeper is going on. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen someone in their late 80s or 90s still walking tall? Maybe even hiking or dancing at their granddaughter's wedding? And then someone else, the same age, is stuck in a wheelchair, barely able to stand without help? It's not luck. It's not good genes. In many cases, it comes down to one simple thing that gets overlooked far too often: a vitamin deficiency. Let's go back to Jack for a moment, the man I mentioned earlier. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't sick. He ate well, took care of his house, stayed active. But slowly, his legs betrayed him. He felt shaky when he stood up. Getting out of bed was a struggle. One fall led to another, and then the fear of falling kept him from moving at all. It was heartbreaking. His doctor almost gave up, until a younger nurse on staff decided to run a simple test. Guess what? Jack's vitamin D levels were dangerously low. Like, should have been caught years ago, low. 3 months after adding vitamin D3 to his routine, paired with magnesium and a bit of sunshine, Jack was walking without a cane. He even went back to tending his garden again. No miracles, just knowledge, consistency, and a bit of hope. Here's the thing. The sooner you recognize the signs, the better chance you have to reverse them. Because weak legs aren't just a part of aging, they're a message. And your body is asking you to listen. So if you're wondering how to tell whether your legs are sending that message, stay with me. Next, we're going to look at the 7 signs your body gives when you're low on vitamin D, and how to spot them before it's too late. Let's take a closer look. Let's talk about the real star of today's story, vitamin D3. It doesn't get the spotlight very often. It's quiet, almost invisible. But if you've ever wondered what keeps your legs steady, your balance sharp, or your muscles from giving out, this little vitamin plays a huge role. Most people think of vitamin D as the bone vitamin. And yes, it does help your body absorb calcium and keep your bones strong. But what many folks don't realize is that vitamin D3 also fuels your muscles, supports your nervous system, and helps you stay balanced on your feet. Without it, your legs don't just feel tired, they forget how to support you. Your brain sends the signal, but the muscles respond too slow, too weak. That's how people fall, fast, and without warning. Now here's where things get a little technical, but I promise I'll keep it simple. There are two main types of vitamin D, D2 and D3. D2 is the kind you'll find in some plant-based foods and cheaper supplements. D3? That's the one your body naturally makes from sunlight, and it's far better absorbed, especially as we age. In fact, studies show that vitamin D3 can raise and maintain your blood levels of vitamin D more effectively and for longer than D2. That means if you're taking D2, thinking you're doing the right thing, your body might not be getting much benefit at all. And here's something else that often gets missed. Vitamin D3 works closely with your hormones, particularly the ones that affect movement, mood, and muscle mass. We're talking testosterone, estrogen, even growth hormone. So when D3 is low, those hormones don't function as well, and your strength, motivation, and even your confidence can take a hit. This is especially important for women. After menopause, estrogen levels drop, and with it, the body's ability to use calcium, build muscle, and retain vitamin D. That's why so many women in their 60s and 70s struggle with brittle bones, fatigue, and loss of strength. It's not just aging, it's a hormonal shift combined with a missing nutrient. I once spoke with a viewer named Linda. She's 74. Lives in Arizona. She told me, "I get plenty of sun. I eat healthy, but I still feel like I'm getting weaker." When she got her blood tested, her D3 was barely at half the healthy level. We worked with her doctor to get her on a better supplement, and within 2 months, she felt a night and day difference. Her energy came back, her legs stopped cramping at night. She said it felt like waking up from a long fog. Here's the lesson. Don't assume you're getting enough. Know for sure. Because the right kind. Now that we understand how important vitamin D3 is for your legs, your balance, and even your hormones, the next question is, how do you know if you're running low? Your body is smart. It gives you signals. The trouble is, many of us shrug them off or blame them on just getting older. So let me walk you through 7 warning signs that your body may be trying to tell you, "Hey, I'm running low on vitamin D." And as you listen, take a quiet moment to check in with yourself. Because if you recognize 3 or more of these, it might be time to speak with your doctor and get tested. 1. You're feeling weak in your legs, especially when standing up or walking. This isn't just tired muscles. It's that strange, wobbly feeling, like your legs aren't holding you the way they used to. One viewer told me, "It's like my knees forgot how to trust the floor." That's a real sign. Your muscles may not be getting the support they need from vitamin D. 2. You're experiencing cramps at night, especially in your calves or feet. These aren't just annoying, they wake you up, keep you from sleeping, and come back night after night. Vitamin D plays a role in regulating muscle contractions. Without enough of it, your muscles get confused and tight. 3. You've had more trouble with balance lately. Are you reaching for furniture more often when walking across the room? Feeling off-center? Vitamin D supports both muscle coordination and your nervous system, 2 key things for staying steady on your feet. 4. You feel achy in your bones, especially in your hips, lower back, or knees. Not sharp pain, necessarily, but that deep, dull ache that never quite goes away. When vitamin D is low, your body can't absorb calcium properly, so your bones get weaker and more sensitive. 5. You're recovering slowly from a fall, injury, or surgery. If it feels like healing takes forever these days, it might not be just your age. Vitamin D is essential for tissue repair. Low levels can drag out recovery time and increase the risk of complications. 6. You notice your skin looks dull or more sallow than usual. This one's subtle, but some people with low D report that their skin seems to lose its glow, especially on their arms and face. Your skin is where vitamin D is made, after all, so if it's not happening, the signs might show right there. 7. You're tired, all the time. Not just sleepy, we're talking deep, lingering fatigue that doesn't go away with a nap. Vitamin D is involved in energy production. And when your tank is empty, everything feels harder. Let me pause here for a second. If 3 or more of these sound familiar, it's time to stop guessing. Call your doctor. Ask for a simple blood test to check your vitamin D levels. It's quick, easy, and could change the way you feel, truly. A woman named Karen wrote to me last year. She's 68, used to love gardening, but had stopped because of leg pain and fatigue. She said, "I thought I was just getting old." Turned out, she was critically low on vitamin D. A few months later, she was back in her garden with her wide brim hat and a smile on her face. Sometimes, we're not aging, we're just missing a piece. So, now that you know what to look out for, the next step is figuring out how to get more vitamin D in a safe, natural, and effective way. And that's exactly where we're heading next. Let's talk about sunlight, food, supplements, and how to choose the right one for your body. Now, if you've made it this far, chances are you're either already taking vitamin D, or you're planning to start soon. That's great, truly. But before you head to the cabinet or the pharmacy, let's make sure you're doing it the right way. Because here's the thing. A lot of people try to boost their vitamin D, and end up doing it wrong. Not on purpose, just because no one ever told them better. So let me walk you through 4 common mistakes I see all the time, and how to fix them easily. Mistake 1. Taking vitamin D on an empty stomach, especially in the morning. I know, it feels good to knock out your supplements first thing. But vitamin D is fat soluble, which means your body needs fat to absorb it properly. If you take it with just water or coffee on an empty stomach, most of it just passes right through you. Fix it. Take your D3 with your biggest meal of the day, ideally something with healthy fats like eggs, avocado, olive oil, or nuts. Even a little butter on your toast helps. Mistake 2. Taking the wrong kind, D2 instead of D3. This one's sneaky. Both are labeled vitamin D, but they're not the same. Vitamin D2 is plant-based and cheaper, but your body doesn't use it as efficiently. Vitamin D3 is what your skin naturally makes from sunlight, and it's far more effective. Especially for older adults. Fix it. Check your label. Look for cholecalciferol, that's the D3 you want. If it says ergocalciferol, that's D2. Swap it out. Mistake 3. Forgetting about magnesium. Here's something most people have never heard before. Your body needs magnesium to activate vitamin D. Without enough magnesium, all that D3 you're taking, it just sits there, unused. Think of magnesium as the key that unlocks your vitamin D so it can actually do its job, building bones, powering muscles, and boosting energy. Fix it. Eat magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, black beans, or oatmeal. Or, talk to your doctor about a gentle magnesium supplement, especially if you're over 65. Mistake 4. Taking your supplement without consistency. This one might sound obvious, but it's real. Many folks take vitamin D one day, skip the next 3, then wonder why they're not feeling better. Fix it. Set a reminder. Keep your supplement next to your coffee mug or toothbrush. Make it part of a daily ritual. Remember, consistency creates results. I once worked with a man named Robert. He was 71. Had been taking vitamin D for months but saw no change. When we looked closer, he was using D2, taking it in the morning on an empty stomach, and wasn't getting enough magnesium. We made 3 simple switches. 6 weeks later, he called me just to say, "I walked the grocery store aisles without holding the cart. That hasn't happened in years." These little tweaks can make a huge difference. So now that we've cleared up the most common mistakes, let's move on to the fun part. How to get more vitamin D naturally, through sunshine, food, and smart daily habits. You're going to love this next part. Let me share something that surprises a lot of people, even doctors sometimes miss it. Taking vitamin D3 is wonderful, but for it to actually work inside your body, it needs a partner. That partner is magnesium. You see, when you swallow a vitamin D3 pill, it doesn't just magically go to your bones and muscles. It has to go through a process. It gets activated first in your liver, and then again in your kidneys. And both steps require magnesium. Without magnesium, your body can't complete the transformation. It's like trying to bake a cake without turning on the oven. You've got all the right ingredients, but nothing rises. A good way to think about it is this. Vitamin D is the light bulb, and magnesium is the electricity. One without the other, you're just sitting in the dark. And guess what? Over half of Americans over the age of 70 are low in magnesium, especially those who take diuretics or blood pressure meds. These medications can slowly flush magnesium out of your body without you even realizing it. But here's the good news. Getting more magnesium into your life is easier than you think. You don't need a fancy diet or exotic supplements. Some of the best sources of magnesium are simple, everyday foods you probably already enjoy. Pumpkin seeds, spinach and kale, oatmeal, black beans, bananas, almonds. Even a bowl of warm lentil soup can help replenish your magnesium levels. If you prefer to take a supplement, that's okay too. Just be gentle with your choice. For adults over 70, a daily dose of 300 to 400 milligrams is generally safe. But always check with your doctor first, especially if you're on medication. And one quick tip. Some magnesium supplements can cause a bit of stomach upset at first. If that happens, try splitting the dose or taking it with a meal. You'll likely adjust within a few days. I remember a woman named Ruth who messaged me last spring. She was 76, had been taking vitamin D for over a year but still felt tired, foggy, and unsteady. We talked about magnesium. She started adding pumpkin seeds to her yogurt, swapped her white bread for whole grain toast, and took a small magnesium supplement after dinner. 3 weeks later, she wrote, "I feel like someone turned the lights back on." Sometimes, it's not about doing more, it's about doing things together, in harmony. Now that you've got the secret sauce, vitamin D and magnesium working as a team, it's time to explore how to boost your vitamin D naturally. In ways that are free, easy, and surprisingly joyful. Let's talk sunshine, food, and little habits that make a big difference. You know what's funny? We live in one of the sunniest countries in the world, and yet, millions of older adults in America are still low on vitamin D. I've met folks who've lived in Arizona, Florida, even sunny Southern California, and they were shocked when their doctor told them they were deficient. But here's the thing. Sunshine only works if we use it the right way. And as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at turning sunlight into vitamin D. It's like trying to charge your phone with a weaker cable, it takes longer. And sometimes, it just doesn't charge at all. So let's break this down simply. When's the best time to get sun for vitamin D? Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's when the sun is at its highest. And its UVB rays, the ones responsible for triggering vitamin D production, are strongest. How much sun do you need? Around 20 to 30 minutes. 3 to 4 times a week is often enough for most people. And no, you don't have to sunbathe like you're on vacation. Just a walk around the block, gardening, or sitting on your porch with your sleeves rolled up can do wonders. Which parts of the body should be exposed? The more skin you show, the better. Forearms, hands, legs, and even your neck or upper chest if you're comfortable. But here's a catch. Sitting by the window won't cut it. Glass blocks the UVB rays, so your skin can't make any vitamin D. It might feel warm and cozy, but in terms of vitamin D, it's like standing in the shade. If you live in a place with long winters or heavy cloud cover, like Seattle, Minnesota, or Alaska, sunshine might not be reliable enough. But don't worry, you have options. UV lamps or light therapy boxes can be a great alternative. They mimic natural sunlight and can help stimulate vitamin D production during darker months. Just make sure to choose one labeled specifically for vitamin D or UVB production, not just happy lights for mood. I once spoke with a man named Harold. He's 81 and lives in rural Maine. Winters there are long, cold, and gray. He started using a UV lamp each morning while reading his newspaper, 15 minutes on his face and arms. Just like a little sunroom. His doctor told him that, combined with his D3 supplement, his levels went from dangerously low to perfectly healthy within 8 weeks. The sun is free, but we have to partner with it the right way. So, whether you're in sunny Texas or snowy Montana, take a moment to ask yourself, am I really giving my body the light it needs? Coming up next, let's talk about something just as powerful, food. There are a few everyday meals that can fill in the vitamin D gaps, even when the sun can't. Let's take a look at what you can put on your plate. Sunshine's wonderful, and supplements can help. But let's not forget one of the most natural and delicious ways to get your vitamin D: real food. Now, to be fair, vitamin D doesn't show up in tons of foods naturally. But the ones that do have it, they're nutrient-packed, comforting, and surprisingly easy to work into your everyday meals. Here are 8 foods that can naturally boost your vitamin D levels, all perfect for anyone in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. 1. Salmon, one of the richest sources. Just 3.5 ounces of cooked salmon gives you more than your daily requirement. 2. Sardines, tiny fish, big benefits, plus, they're shelf-stable and affordable. 3. Egg yolks. That golden center isn't just tasty, it's full of vitamin D. 4. Mushrooms, especially ones that have been exposed to sunlight, check the label. 5. Fortified milk. Many brands add D3 into milk, making it easy to get with cereal or in your coffee. 6. Fortified plant-based milk. If you don't do dairy, almond or soy milk often have added D. 7. Beef liver, not everyone's favorite, but it's a powerhouse. 8. Cod liver oil, a classic for a reason. Just a spoonful a day gives you a big boost. And don't worry, you don't need to eat liver and sardines every day. Let me give you a simple, one-day sample menu that packs in plenty of vitamin D and tastes great. Breakfast: oatmeal made with fortified almond milk, topped with chopped walnuts and banana slices. 1 boiled egg on the side. Lunch: grilled salmon salad with spinach, olive oil dressing, and a hard-boiled egg. Whole grain toast or a small sweet potato. Dinner: chicken and mushroom soup with carrots and barley, steamed broccoli on the side. A glass of fortified milk, dairy or non-dairy. Snack: optional, plain yogurt with a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds and a drizzle of honey. Pretty doable, right? It's not about changing everything you eat. It's about adding a few key ingredients that give your body the support it needs, without sacrificing flavor or comfort. One of my favorite recipes to recommend is steamed egg with flaked salmon. Just whisk 1 egg with a splash of milk. Pour into a small bowl. Add a few pieces of cooked salmon, and steam for about 10 minutes. It's soft, warm, and packed with protein and vitamin D, perfect for sensitive stomachs or those who have trouble chewing. Or how about a hearty mushroom and chicken soup with a slice of whole grain bread? Easy to freeze, reheat, and enjoy anytime. I once helped a gentleman named Frank. He was 79, living alone, and didn't want fancy health food. So we came up with a grocery list that looked just like what he'd already eat, just a few smarter swaps. 3 months later, he told me, "I don't feel 30, but I feel steady again." And that means everything. Sometimes, healing starts in the kitchen. And now that we've talked about what to eat, let's take a moment to talk about what to expect. Because once you start getting enough vitamin D, the right way, you might be surprised at how quickly your body begins to respond. Let's take a look at what changes you can look forward to, and when. So, you've started taking vitamin D the right way. You've added the magnesium. You're soaking up a little sunshine. Maybe even trying out some new recipes. Now you might be wondering, when will I start to feel a difference? Let's walk through what you can realistically expect, because while results don't come overnight, they do come. And for many people, the changes are life-changing. After 2 weeks, the first thing many people notice is better sleep. Those frustrating nighttime leg cramps? They often ease up. You might also feel just a little more energy in the morning, like something inside is finally recharging. After 1 month, you may begin to notice less stiffness in your joints, especially in your knees and lower back. Simple movements, like getting up from a chair or climbing stairs, start to feel more manageable. Muscle strength improves, slowly but surely. It's like your legs remember what they were made to do. After 3 months, your balance starts to come back. You may find yourself reaching for the furniture less, walking with more confidence. Even a 10-minute stroll around the block doesn't feel like such a chore anymore. And here's the science to back that up. One study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society showed that older adults who took vitamin D3 consistently for 6 months had 31% fewer falls, 35% stronger leg muscles, and a 40% lower risk of fractures. Those are real numbers, real results. But let me share a more personal story, because numbers are good. But stories stick. I want to tell you about Martha. She's 72, lives in Missouri, and for a while, she used a walker to get around. Not because of injury, just weakness. She told me, "I used to feel like my legs didn't belong to me anymore." Her doctor tested her vitamin D, it was very low. Together, we built a simple plan. Daily D3 with meals, magnesium in the evenings, and 20 minutes in the sun when weather allowed. By the end of her 4th month, she didn't need the walker anymore. Now, every morning, she walks 3 kilometers around her local park with a big straw hat and her favorite walking stick, not because she needs it, but because she likes the style. She told me, "It's not just about walking. It's about feeling alive again." And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? This isn't just about vitamins or lab results. It's about reclaiming your freedom, your balance, your peace of mind, about knowing that you can keep doing the things you love, on your own 2 feet. Now, before we wrap things up, there's one more thing I want to share with you. Because even with the best intentions, there are a few people who should take extra care before starting any new supplement. In the next part, I'll walk you through who should speak to their doctor first, and how to supplement safely, no matter your age or condition. Let's keep going, almost there. Now, before we move toward the finish line, let's pause for a moment. Because while vitamin D3 is incredibly safe for most people, there are a few situations where you'll want to check in with your doctor first, and that's not to scare you, it's to keep you safe, supported, and on the right track. Let's walk through who should be a little extra careful before jumping into supplements. First, if you have chronic kidney disease, your kidneys play a big role in converting vitamin D into its active form. If they're not functioning properly, taking large doses of D3 could build up in your system the wrong way. Your doctor can help tailor a plan that supports your health, without stressing your kidneys. Second, if you've had kidney stones in the past, vitamin D increases calcium absorption, and that's usually a good thing. But if you're prone to calcium-based kidney stones, too much vitamin D might raise your risk. Again, your doctor can help you find the right balance. Often, a lower daily dose is perfectly safe. Third, if you have a parathyroid disorder, the parathyroid glands help regulate calcium and phosphorus in your body. If there's an imbalance, adding extra vitamin D might throw things off even more, so this is definitely a check with your doctor first situation. And finally, let's talk about medications. If you're taking diuretics, steroids, or osteoporosis drugs, they can interact with how your body uses calcium and vitamin D. That doesn't mean you can't take D3, it just means your doctor might adjust the timing or dosage to keep everything working smoothly together. Now, just to be clear, vitamin D toxicity is extremely rare. You'd have to take very high doses, thousands of units per day over many weeks, for it to become a problem. But still, more isn't always better. The goal isn't just to take vitamin D, it's to take it wisely. I remember a gentleman named George. He was 83 and eager to improve his strength. He started taking 3 different supplements without checking the labels. Turned out, he was getting over 5.000 IU per day, way more than he needed. His doctor caught it early, adjusted the dose, and everything turned out fine. But it was a good reminder. Read the labels, ask questions, and don't go it alone. So if you've got a complex health condition, or if you're taking medications every day, just bring it up at your next appointment. Your doctor will likely be glad you asked. Because at the end of the day, this is about you feeling better, stronger, and safer, not just today, but in the long run. And now, we've come full circle. Let's take one final step together, and talk about why strong legs mean so much more than just movement. It's about freedom, confidence, and the life you still have ahead of you. Let's wrap it up. Together, let's bring this home with a simple truth. Strong legs aren't just about walking. They're about freedom. The freedom to get out of bed on your own. To make your morning coffee without help. To open the front door and step outside without fear. When our legs grow weak, it's not just our bodies that feel it, our spirit feels it too. I've seen it so many times. Someone begins to wobble when they walk, so they move less. Then comes the fear of falling. So they stop going out. That leads to more weakness, more isolation, and before long, even the things they can still do, they're too afraid to try. It's not just physical, it's emotional. And that emotional weight, the fear, the loss of independence, the quiet sadness, can be just as heavy as any injury. But here's the beautiful thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Because the moment you decide to take care of your legs, you're taking care of your life. You're choosing strength over fear, movement over limitation. You're saying, I'm not done yet. I'll tell you what I always tell my clients. When you take care of your legs, you protect your freedom. You don't have to ask your children to carry your groceries. You don't have to wait for someone to help you up from the couch. You get to be the one who still shows up at birthdays, family picnics, or just for a walk around the block. And it all starts with a few simple steps. So let me ask you, gently but firmly, have you checked your vitamin D levels lately? If the answer is no, make this the week you do it. Call your doctor, pick up that supplement, sit in the sunshine for 20 minutes. Make one small change today, and your future self will thank you. Or as I like to say, your legs will thank you. Your spirit will thank you. And your freedom? It'll be right there waiting. Thank you for being here with me today. If this video helped you, or reminded you of someone you love, please share it. Leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more warm, practical guidance, right here every week. You've still got so much living to do. Let's make sure your legs carry you there, strong and steady. Until next time.